Day 2.
Day 2.
Je me baladais sur l'avenue, le cœur ouvert à l'inconnu. J'avais envie de dire bonjour à n'importe qui. N'importe qui, et ce fut toi. Je t'ai dit n'importe quoi.
At some point this morning, we were looking out the window across the way, and
Yeah,
it was like a guy.
We're both like dragging ass, trying to get out of the
ready.
room.
Because we woke up late, we kept like setting the snooze and setting the snooze and setting the snooze.
Yeah, I had a bit of an absinthe headache this morning.
And then, and I was like, oh yeah, let's just keep sleeping, let's keep sleeping. And then all of a sudden, they started to play a symphony of car horns outside. It was just...
Friends did not want us to sleep
I was like,
any
and
later.
I guess we're up. So, we go to the casino, go get some bread and stuff, and she steps in dog shit again. I pointed to a coat that I really love, and I was like, I wish I could find the price tag on this coat, and she goes, oh, there's no price on it.
Let me try to find it.
And she goes off to the side and she goes, oh, you know what? I just stepped in shit again. She's smiling like from ear to ear. Like it's just no big thing.
Tell me this, where else in the world could I be, step in dog shit, and giggle about it? Okay.
What, France? Paris, France, apparently.
Throw me whatever you got, Perry. Your mailed, whatever.
Yeah.
But really, that's been like the worst part of the trip, and I was laughing about that.
Yeah, that's like the whole worst.
I mean, what are the odds that I come halfway across the planet and step in poop? Not once, but twice. I'll keep you posted and let you know how tomorrow goes.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, so to not talk about dog shit anymore.
We got the food, we brought it back to the hotel, and then we went to the Indian restaurant, this garish Indian restaurant where the guy kept saying goodnight to us.
Yes, he was like, oh.
He's like, oh, you speak English, good night, oh come on man, good night.
He was cute.
Instead
All the
of
wait
like, good
staff
morning.
was cute and sweet. We're at the Indian restaurant across the street from the hotel, well, down the block. And I have a lamb dish. It's agneau avec aubergine with du riz, du pain or naan.
No.
And wow,
And I had
really good.
I had a, what did I have?
Tandoori chicken.
Tandoori, what is it?
Tandoori.
Tandoori?
Tandoori is here.
Tandoori.
Thank you.
Bon appetit.
It was
So good.
delicious.
And something that was like really spicy for our
And that was some
bread.
kind of chutney that was really salty and really hot, so Keeka
And I just
wanted
ate the
to
crap
drown
out of
in
it,
it.
and I choked on it at one point. I was
And
crying.
she was happy to be choking.
I was like, oh my god, this is so good, even though I'm choking on it. And let's see,
That's what she said.
they took forever to check us out. Like, they did not want us to leave the restaurant. It took us like half an hour to get our check. And then again, he told us good night, and it's bright and sunny outside. And
So then we-
hot guys everywhere there.
Oh man,
Everywhere there.
I don't understand what they're feeding these boys.
The concentration of hotness in France,
Everybody's
it's
beautiful here.
off the chart. It's off the chart. Okay, so we come back to the hotel. So yeah, there's these really hot guys that are right across the alleyway from our hotel room. And so we did take a little while to watch them, to see the sights of Paris.
Take in some local culture.
There is one that I may or may not be in love with now. I need a moment. Okay, so what do we do today?
Hopefully we see him tomorrow morning. So we went to the supermarket. We got supplies for a picnic. We got some bread and wine and cheese. And I found a fucking candy thing that had a cartoon character that that I knew as a child but couldn't find. And I found him in France. Barra Papa is what it's called.
Yeah.
We went to the Flagonal museum.
Trying to find the entrance to that, I entered a place that was selling tickets to something, and asked them, "Où est la Fragonard Museum?" And the guy looks at me and he's like, and he repeats it really fast, and I was like, yes, and I thought he had said Fragonard. Really, what he said was
he said foie gras.
Foie gras.
So he was asking,
like a goose pate.
He was asking his co-workers where the foie gras museum was. And
museum of foie gras.
They're all looking at him like he's got two heads. And then I started laughing, and everybody's laughing, and I said Fragonard, not foie gras.
My pronunciation is not amazing.
So they're like, oh!
So we walked around the building, and we went in, and it's gorgeous. One of the best things I've ever experienced in my life for €7.
One of the oldest museums in Paris, the school, the veterinary school, they had medical anomalies, which both of us morbid people were just
double-headed things
the whole time.
Things missing heads altogether, and things missing a top jaw.
Parasitic twins. Siamese twins, casts of horrible lesions,
as well as pieces, like glazed pieces of like every different kind of animal, each piece at a time. So there's like a whole wall for different types of animals' stomachs. They're all just different animal stomachs, and then you get toward the back, and then there's like all the anomalies and the weird oddities and things, and I was like in heaven. Then we walked into the very back and saw the Horsemen of the Apocalypse, which is the famous flayed glazed human on top of a flayed glazed horse.
Yes, and those were done in 1766.
Yes.
Anyways, he drained the blood out of the bodies and then injected them with wax and covered everything with wax, and so you see all the veins, all the muscles, it was just insane. And we'd both seen these things, pictures of these things before, and to see them in person was just mind-blowing.
Amazing. And then after that, the sun started going down, so we hopped on the metro. We were rushing. We were like, oh, we're not going to make it over to the Eiffel Tower in time.
Oh, and on the way there, the lady with her little portable karaoke machine came in. And this lady, she was singing old American jazz standards.
Now, spring, all the children can bring.
Then we got off the metro and we're in Paris proper, and oh my god,
we got off at the École Militaire.
Yeah.
Which is a military school, and I knew it had this giant park behind it that led right to the Eiffel Tower, but when we got out there, we couldn't see the Eiffel Tower from over the building, so we followed the signs down, but then we couldn't find it because all the buildings in Paris are really tall. We're running around losing light, like we had gotten there with just enough light to hit the Eiffel Tower at sunset, which is the one thing I really wanted to do, is to photograph it at sunset.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
That's us with the Eiffel Tower in the background. Somewhere is really... Oh, yeah.
Thank you. You're so welcome.
We made it.
We made it. But some souvenirs before we went up into the tower. And
all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, we got a lot of...
And our parapluies for this,
oh, yes, we got
yeah.
Paris umbrellas and Paris scarves and postcards and presents.
And then we sat down in the park and in front of the Eiffel Tower and sat in the grass.
Tant que l'amour inondera mes matins.
Where are we? Obviously.
We're at the foot of the Eiffel Tower, and we're about to have a little picnic. And
what does it consist of?
We have bol d'eau, we have une pomme, We have fromage,
Oh, we have several types of fromage.
tapas fromage,
We have,
and we're not sure what kind of cheese.
it looks like
this
Havarti,
is.
but
It looks like Havarti.
whatever it is, it's heaven
It's
with a crust.
Tome de Montagne. I don't know, but it looks moldy and
It
delicious.
looks fucking amazing. And un baguette.
Un baguette.
We are French now.
Oui, oui.
We've been walking around with baguettes all day in our bags.
Who's got it better than me? Maybe you.
Maybe me. This is an amazing night. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Then we decided to go in, and I mean the tickets ended up being cheaper than we thought, and so it was like €11 to get all the way to the top, and so we got the tickets to go up, and God, it was just one of the most stunning things I've ever seen in my life.
It was amazing.
It was cold enough to see your breath, but
yeah.
it wasn't cold enough to be like freezing and shivering.
It was so beautiful.
She played up at the top of the Eiffel Tower
When I started playing, like,
on the ukulele.
Keeka had the camera on me, and then I just see all these people pulling out their cameras, and a lot of people filmed me. Saint-Louis pour moi, moi pour lui dans la vie. Mélodie, la journée pour la vie.
At the very
Top
top
of the Eiffel Tower.
The very
I
top, not the
performed a
second
song.
floor, but the top of the Eiffel Tower.
Si un jour la vie t'arrache à moi, si tu meurs, que tu sois loin de moi, peu m'importe si tu m'aimes.
Unbelievable.
We
The Eiffel
rode
Tower.
a carousel.
2-story carousel. I rode an ostrich.
And I rode a lion. Wow. I got weepy over that too. Keeka got an amazing shot of the carousel with the Eiffel Tower in the background. We saw a postcard and I'm like, man, we could get that shot. And she did.
And then we came back here. There's a crazy guy on the subway that was awesome.
Oh!
Vous allez-vous entrer dans le bateau? Nous allons partir faire un voyage avec Becky. Surtout, ne vous penchez pas. C'est très dangereux. On va vous attacher.
Ah, d'accord.
Et quand vous sortirez du bateau, on vous prend en photo.
On vous prend en photo. Bing bang, avec
Baisse les clés.
bing bang, c'est la magie de Mickey.
Well, that guy was amazing. He had little toys, like rubber banded to his fingers, like as rings.
There also
He was
may
singing.
or may not have been a man on the subway that I would have liked to have banged. And he said bonjour to me, and I said bonjour back, and we smiled. And I felt like we had a moment. God dang. And we came back here, and I ate some meats.
What did you say?
I ate some...
Hello, fatty meats.
Hello, fatty meats. I ate some fatty meats while she was down in the lobby meeting a new friend,
Maxim.
Maxim.
The desk clerk is super cute and super nice. So we talked about music, and I showed him my YouTube and stuff. So I've got a fan in France, and or two now, including Martine. Yeah, he's awesome. I hope we get to hang out with him. He's really
I do
nice.
too. We'll come back to you tomorrow and let you know how it goes. Hopefully she won't step in dog shit anymore tomorrow.
Hey, we'll find out. Stay tuned.
Bonne nuit.
Bonne nuit.
C'est une chanson qui nous ressemble. Toi qui m'aimais, moi qui t'aimais, nous vivions tous les deux ensemble. Moi qui t'aimais, toi qui m'aimais. Mais la vie sépare ceux qui s'aiment tout doucement, sans faire de bruit, et la mer efface sur le sable les pas des amants désunis. Eyes